Hello, I'm Gloria Starr with more tips, ideas, and solid content to help you grow your business as a consultant. You'd be surprised at the people that will hire you if they can find you. Over the years, more than 20 years I've been in the speaking, coaching, consulting business, I have been quite surprised at the people that have hired me, such as charities and not-for-profit organizations. I've also been hired by the military. Who would think they'd hire me, a consultant with my style? But they do. I've worked at the Pentagon and the Army and different aspects of the military. I've coached senior executives from the military to be able to deliver a solid speech, and I've even worked for, surprisingly, the FBI and the CIA. Can you imagine? Now, an easier thing for you to imagine is going to be schools. Surprisingly, schools will hire us as consultants. Now, sometimes schools will say, well, I don't have a budget for that. However, that teacher is being paid, and so will you. It's all in how you approach it. If you go directly to a teacher, she won't have much of a budget, if anything. However, if you go to the school principal or the board of directors at schools, they will have a budget, and they do feel the need. Etiquette in particular is huge. Showing respect and manners and the etiquette and addressing people properly is vital. And as an outside expert, we will have more leverage than a teacher or a principal ever will. Now also I noticed right here where I am today in Charlotte, North Carolina, some of the schools have just passed a law where the trousers that the men are wearing cannot be below the waistline. Can you imagine? So what they've done to implement this strategy is they have purchased, the school board has actually purchased hundreds and hundreds of belts. And each young man is given a belt. And he is not allowed on the school grounds unless his pants and trousers are belted and belted at the waist. So if the school is prepared to go out and spend thousands on belts, think if we, as image and etiquette coaches, gave them a greater leverage with all the things that go together, such as that strange buzzed haircut, or those very unusual studded earrings, or showing tattoos, or wearing a muscle shirt. Our future depends on the youth of today. So yes, we need to reach the schools as well. So you'll want the students, you'll want the teachers, you'll want the board of directors, and you'll want to speak to the principals. You need everyone on board to get the leverage that will bring our youth up with a greater respect and a greater education. You will also perhaps think in terms of places of worship, such as churches and all of the church foundations. I have done a lot of work for churches because the pastor and his wife and the deacons all want greater influence, and they want the cash flow to keep the church in good stead so that they can minister to their people through their sermons. So they will also pay us as image and etiquette consultants. If you are a member of a church, you can also offer your services to the children and do just a small class of an hour once every week or every 2 weeks. And of course, have the parent sit in, because if you have the parents on board, they're the ones that work somewhere, and they are the ones that are going to write you a check for further training with their family members, and also to refer you to the clients that they work for and the companies. So cash abounds. If you can be found, they are happy to pay you as the consultant of choice.